time. Time is many things. It's moving. It's constant. It's so many things that I won't list them all because they're not all as important as the others. But it is undoubtedly a thing.
I'm on my hands.
There are better places to rest than there, you know.
Sub.
It's gotten into you anyways.
Look, I'm at a loss, man. After the last 2 years, what could I do?
You're not sure how to live up to things, but don't fret over it. Just do the Let's Play. People have been waiting for it.
Alright. I'll take your advice. I'll see what I can do.
The time has come, the walrus said.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening, alright. Hit me with those notes, come on now. Ooh. Ooh. My God. This is The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. And man, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? I didn't play a single Zelda game last year, I don't think. Did I? No, I don't think so. Because the last one I played was Link's Awakening, and that was at the same time I was playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We're finally back to doing Zelda with one of the most beloved entries in the series, and one of my personal favorites, although I have a history with this game that we'll get into with the Let's Play itself. So let's get started here. New file. I don't know, I still feel a little congested right now. I need to drink some water or something. Oh, by the way, this is the first Let's Play I'm recording. Not only for 2024, but the first Let's Play I'm recording now where I have new colored gels for my lights in the background. So this green one over here, I had never had green on the background before. It had always been either red, blue, or yellow. I did have that color strip at the start of the year, last year, but that one, it died out. It didn't work too well. Either way, hey, let's get started. It looks identical to File 1, but that's okay. You know what? That's fine. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. And of course, we're the odd one out. What do you know? Man, my eyes are fucking green. Because I tried to wear a green tie today for Link, of course, and Zelda and all that jazz, but it doesn't look too green on camera. It looks very dark. My eyes look more green than the tie. What the hell is that? We're getting this flashing sequence here of someone riding away on a horse. Uh-oh. Whoop! Clearly just a kind of nightmare sequence, but back into the story. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm. Of course he's talking all Shakespearean, I suppose. Malevolent forces, even now, are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is nothing. It seems the time has come. Hey! The time has come! Did I use that intro? I hope so. The time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi. Fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world, depends upon thee. So Navi here's a little fairy. It's kind of interesting, right? That the fairies in this game are just little balls of light, but I kind of like that mystical nature to them. And now we get this kind of POV sequence. This is showing off the kind of camera work that's introduced here. Not many games up to this point had dynamic cutscenes like this with sweeping camera angles and long cutscenes of this nature. Oh, Navi, careful with the fence. It is very impressive for its time, and it deserves acknowledging in that way. And it's cool that it's done with The Legend of Zelda, right? A lot of people who played The Legend of Zelda 1 or A Link to the Past were just used to that kind of top-down perspective and straight dialogue, so seeing stuff like this in a more dynamic sense, it was pretty cool.
Hello, Jockey, wake up. The Great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Jockey, get up. Hey, come on. Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy?
Damn. Navi calling me out. I know I didn't record until... What time is it? 4 a.m. But at least I'm trying, Navi. Come on.
You finally woke up. I'm Navi, the fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you.
Wait, don't I get a say in this? Oh, whatever.
The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now.
Here we are. Look at the sweeping camera angle. I know it's very simple by today's standards, but it deserves acknowledging for, was this 98, 97, something like that.
Yahoo! Hi, Jockey.
Nope, seems we have a friend calling down to us from below the ladder here. Hello.
Wow, a fairy. Finally, a fairy came to you. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Jockey. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree.
Yeah, right. This is our friend Saria. And yeah, as you can see, she is a fairy. Everyone else here in Kokiri Forest is a fairy. They're also all children, just like us here. There's a sign here we can check. Jockey's house. Our house in the middle of the forest. Wasn't that the intro for when I did Link to the Past? I think it was. It's been a while. So as we're going around here, there's a few different things you notice. We can hit the A button, the action button, to kind of move in place. We can also pick up rocks as soon as we get close to them. The A button is kind of the context-sensitive button, kind of like it was in the old games. You think about it like that, you know. In the old games, we would go around, but you could hit A once you got up close to rocks to pick them up. Also, we have the C buttons in this game. The C buttons in this game are vital. I cannot recommend playing this game more than with a Nintendo 64 controller. Obviously, that's a little difficult these days, but if you have the Nintendo Switch, it does have an N64 controller for it. You just gotta find one. Because otherwise, if you're playing in a more modern controller, the C buttons get turned into the second analog stick here, and there's no substitute for buttons versus a stick. It doesn't work too well. Because here, in order to talk to Navi, we hit the up C button, which is a lot more natural feeling with this button here.
The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. Please come with me.
Alright, yeah, you got it, Navi. So as we're going around in the forest here, we can talk to any of the villagers nearby, like this gentleman here. Hello.
That meanie Mido made me cut the grass at Saria's house. Mido told Saria he would do it so she would like him, but I'm the one doing all the work. You and Saria are close friends, so will you help me cut the grass? I'll let you keep anything you find while cutting it. Well, I'm not able to cut the grass because I don't actually have a sword yet. Speaking of Mido, though, as we go along here, which we can easily jump just by walking up to the ledge, here he is. Hey you, Mr. No Fairy! What's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're gonna help the Great Deku Tree without a sword and shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh.
Alright, yeah, so he's not letting us pass until we get a sword and shield. This is kind of the intro sequence of the game, the tutorial, if you will. We gotta go around Kokiri Forest and find ourselves a sword and shield.
Hi, Jockey, look this way. Look over here with Z and talk to me with A.
So they're also explaining the camera controls here. This is also why it's important to play this on a Nintendo 64 because of how the Z button works. It feels very natural to just click on the button on the back of the stick here. Because if we hold the Z trigger, we can lock onto things, including people. And if we lock onto something, that allows us to then interact with it. So we can talk to this person even though she's all the way up there.
Yes, that's how you use a fairy. It's so great that you finally have a fairy, partner. I'll teach you how to talk to people using your fairy. When a fairy flies near a person or thing, press Z to look into that direction.
She should really say lock on, but you get the idea. She's just explaining the camera controls and all that stuff. Also, if you can't lock on anything, it just kind of snaps the camera forward so you can see ahead of you. I think the camera controls work fairly well. It's interesting to think that before this, Link didn't have a fairy, so he just couldn't lock onto people and talk to them if they were far enough away. How did that work for him? What was the deal? Coming ahead here, what do we have? Hole of Z. Let's go through this small hole. Stand in front of the hole and push the action button towards it. When the action icon shows enter, press A to crawl into the hole. Pay attention to what the action icon says. So that's that blue button there. If you are playing the GameCube version of this, which is just kind of a port that included this and the sequel game and a couple of other things, the A and B button colors reflected the GameCube buttons, I'm pretty sure. So here on the Nintendo 64, it's the blue button. So you can hit the A button to then crawl through this hole. Look at this first person sequence, isn't that neat? So as we crawl along here, we have a sign. Let's see. Viewpoint with Z targeting. When you have no object looked at, you can just hit Z. You can also hold Z to lock a direction and walk sideways, as they explained here. So you can do that. Oh dear. Yeah, watch out for the boulders coming through here. Hey, we're picking up some rupees. Classic Zelda stuff. And, ooh, here we have a chest. They're just going to explain on that sign that you can open the chest. There's a lot of signs and villages around here kind of explaining the simple basic control schemes. It's a really good intro sequence to get you accustomed to the controls if you've never played a 3D Zelda before. Because this is the first one. Before this, it's all top-down stuff. They really changed things up here. And here we got our sword. We got to equip it on the equipment sub-screen. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. So yeah, we got to go into the menus here. And we have a few different menus. We have a map. We have this one here, which is all quest stuff. We haven't gotten into that yet. And then we have our equipment here, where we can equip our sword. And then we also have different items we can select here, but we'll get to that in a moment. Oh, and we can save, of course, on the screen here. Now that we've got a sword equipped, we can slash away with the B button, which, it's interesting. The combat in this is a lot more dynamic than just hitting a single button. You have the standard combo you can do if you're just kind of standing still. Although if you're holding forward, Link actually does an overhead slash, which is a different 3-hit combo. Ow! Watch out for the boulder. Also, if you don't want to hold forward and do that, you can do the same combo by holding Z and doing that at the same time. So there's a couple different things. So I'm going to grab this blue rupee here for 5. That's nice. We can cut grass now. And yeah, it kind of explains that you should learn some of the basics of combat. Now that we have a sword, there's a few different fun things that we can do. For example, while we're holding Z here to do the Z targeting camera move, not only can we roll towards it, but also if we're holding back, you'll notice that the blue button changes to jump. That's because we can do like a somersault. Also, if we have our sword out, we can rush forward and do a jumping attack instead of the roll. That jumping attack actually does more damage than the standard hit, so it's very good to master that kind of distancing there. Oh, also I can cut signs in half. Whoops. But yeah, we're cutting all this grass. Let's go cut that grass for that one poor sap who Mido is forced to do that. Hey there, partner. Sorry about this whole mess that Mido put you in. Here you go. Well, anyways, we can explore a lot of the houses here to see what's inside. This is Saria's house. It's just filled with hearts, I guess. Alright. I've stolen Saria's heart. What do you know? Well, we can go up along the side here. We're just kind of exploring the village because now, of course, we need a shield. Oh, we got someone up here. Hello! We got some rupees.
Hey, you came all the way up here. You're a real man.
And we're all kids.
Look, isn't this view pretty? Change your viewpoint with up so you can look around the forest with the analog stick.
Yeah, we can look around the first-person view here. Assuming Navi doesn't want to talk to us, because that's the same button. Let's go through the grass here. Hey, we got some money here. That's awesome. We can also climb up ledges just by holding the analog stick up towards them. It automatically does it. That kind of context-sensitive stuff. That's a lot of stuff on N64 is all context-sensitive. You automatically start climbing the ropes as soon as you go up to them. You know, not that everything's in a 3D environment. There's only so many buttons, so they kind of want to help you along your way without needing to assign a button for every function in the game. And what do we have in here? Is this a store? It sure is. We got the Kokiri shop, and I love the music here. Hey! Here at the store, we have ourselves some items we can choose from, including a shield. This is how we can get the Deku shield, although we need 40 rupees for it, so let's go grab a little more in the town here. Again, this is the tutorial sequence, and they want to show you around and kind of explain everything to you. And so that's how they're going to kind of hand you some money here, is just showing you how to do various things. Throwing rocks, they're explaining that, and that'll get you a couple rupees. Opening chests, this can get you a couple rupees as well. Are these rupees? Yeah, we got green rupees here, perfect. Oh, blue rupee, nice. Okay, we're almost able to afford that shield. Hey, okay, we got enough. Might as well see who this last chest is here. Oh, it's just a heart, okay. So yeah, of course, now we're able to afford that shield. Let's go grab that out of the store. We sell shields, but not swords. Okay, it's good they explain that here. You can buy a Deku shield, there we are. Alright, and we gotta equip that, of course. And then it's explaining that we can crouch and defend with the right bumper here, so kind of using the Z locking to lock the camera, and the bumper to use the shield with it, so you can use both at once. We can buy arrows here, but we don't have a bow. What else can we buy here? We can buy sticks. I'm not going to buy any of that stuff. We can get that stuff in the field here. Let's equip that shield of ours, and then yeah, now we can use it. If we're just kind of standing still, it just kind of locks us in place and we can aim our shield around. But if you're holding Z, you can do this sidestep at the same time, even jump, so pretty useful in that way. If you're locked onto something, which I suppose we can lock onto Mido here as an example, we can move every which way around them while holding the shield here. So let's talk to him. Hey, we got our sword and shield. We're all set. At least equip a sword and shield.
Eh? What's that? Ah, you have a Deku shield. And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well,
Even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot. How'd you get to be the favorite of Sari and the Great Deku Tree, huh?
Probably because I didn't complain as much as you, kid. Well, he moves out of the way, so we're able to continue on now. I think there is a way to glitch past him if you don't want to go through all that, but why wouldn't you? You get a sword and shield out of it. Oh, and now we got our first enemy encounters here. These guys. Blah! So we can slice them in half, and actually slicing them in half gets us a Deku stick here. One of the items we can select with the sub-screen. They're explaining that you can put it on one of the C buttons here. So left, right, or down here. We'll put it on left. Yeah! And we have another stick here. This is why I didn't bother buying any at the store, because we can easily get them from these enemies right outside. As we come along here, another cutscene begins.
Great Deku Tree, I'm back.
There he is. Look at this mustachioed man. Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Jockey, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. How did he know? As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Ah, okay. Verily, thou hast felt it. Jockey, the time has come to test thy courage. He said it again, he did the thing. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have the courage enough to undertake this task? I guess so. It's interesting they give you the option here. No, I'm not courageous. No, we'll say courageous. Come on now. Then enter, brave Jockey, and thou too, Navi. Navi the Fairy, thou must aid Jockey. And Jockey, when Navi speaks, use up to listen well to her words of wisdom. Alright, so he opens up. This is to enter the first dungeon of the game. Dude, you've got a little piranha plant looking motherfucker on your side too. So it seems he has been cursed indeed. Well, Deku Tree, it's up to us to help you, which means we're entering inside to begin the first dungeon. Here goes.